Well, hello folks, welcome back. This is sort of bringing me back a few steps here, a few years here. What time is it right now? 6 o'clock? Quarter after 6 in the evening, and we've got some floating to do. So it's that time of year, mulching season. Mulching season has begun. Got it geared up on the 95. The 080 is up there sitting, and that needs a air conditioning compressor in order to use the machine, because that pulley and motor runs the fan. So without it, she heats up, and she heats up quick. So the Kubota would more than likely be going to where this job is with the old FAE head, which is over there. Still have it. Still have the FAE head, which is pretty crazy. That thing's still going. She's had some work done to it, but it's still going. But we're taking the 95. This machine does very well mulching, like really well. Thumb pressure is cranked up on it from when I had a mulcher on it years ago, but it didn't have a mulcher on it at all for the last couple of years because it was more of my dirt machine, and it still is. But my 80, my Sani 80, ever since I've replaced the tracks on that thing, I can't take that in the woods at all. The tracks slip off so easy. So with this being the steel track machine, I've got it geared up to go do some mulching. The 80, I'm seriously considering, one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to put steel tracks on it and convert them over and keep that machine, or I'm going to trade that machine in for a steel track machine, because I just cannot trust it at all in the woods, which sucks. Because when I first got it with the original tracks on it, it did quite well, but the new tracks that I have, they're like half the thickness. So you see the 550 over there, it's still around, but it is for sale or trade-in, one or the other. So if you're interested in a good truck for a decent price, there's a truck right there for you. Just because I'm liking the idea of new things again right now, because I spent a lot of money in the last couple of years fixing things, and plus the downtime. So I'm taking the Ram. This is getting a little bit older too, as you guys know. So this is a 2017. When I bought it, it only had like 40,000 kilometers on it, I think. It's got 150,000 on it now. It was definitely used as a tow rig before I bought it, and obviously it's used as a tow rig now. This truck is also for sale. So if you're looking for a single cab, high output Cummins, here's one right here. Thing does great, really. Like it does wicked. I will miss it if I sell it, just because it's so maneuverable in the tight areas. But again, I think I want to go new. So anyway, we got about an hour and 15-minute drive down to Clyde River is where this is getting dropped off at, right alongside the highway. So it's not such a crazy late night. I guess we better get going. So there's no like massive hills down on this part of the province. It's pretty flat for the most part compared to the rest of Nova Scotia, especially in through from Hubbard's, well, from Chester to Tantallon, and then eastern Nova Scotia it's got some good hills, but there's some decent little pulls here, so you can see it drop to gear. Still pulling strong. And it sounds good too. Like it really does. You gotta like the way the Cummins sounds, especially the exhaust brake. Drives along very nice. We do have a check engine light on there, I see that. But it is calling for a new air filter, so I don't know, maybe that could be it. I'm not sure. but the ball joints need to be replaced again. So that'll be the second set of ball joints since I've owned it. And I can tell you that on any of my Ford trucks, I didn't have to do that. Didn't have to do that at all. I'm sure the brakes are probably due to get some work done, to get some replacements on that as well, especially hauling around these excavators and my skid steer and dump trailer and septic tanks and all that. I'm sure the brakes are ready to be done. So there's some money to spend on this thing, but it still works great. And like I said, I will definitely 100%, if I sell this truck, miss the regular cab for its maneuverability, but I won't miss it for storage, that's for sure. Because there's a fair amount of storage behind the seat, but not like a crew cab, that's for sure. And if you got a couple guys in here and you're hitting the road, going up to do a bunch of cell tower sites or something like that, you're pretty much got to throw your luggage on the back of the truck and hope that you don't run into any rain along the way. But all in all, she's a nice little truck. So this hill right here will be one of the two hardest hills that I pull on the way down. And as far as behind us goes, we're at around 31,000 pounds behind the truck, so trailer and excavator, mulcher combined, right around 31, a little better, between 31 and 32,000. And this has the factory airbags on it. Makes a huge difference, let me tell you. Absolutely huge difference. You guys know that I put airbags pretty much on everything. I didn't bother putting airbags on my Tundra. I can't believe I haven't put airbags on my 350 yet. Say that this section right here is probably the hardest pull for the truck, because you got this really sharp turn and then you've got another sharp turn up here, so you can't get that much speed gained up, and then you're into the hill. The hill isn't super long, but I'm gonna guess that it's the steepest one along my trip here. Set the cruise to 91. Let's see what happens here. big forest fire down here, I think 3 years ago now. You can see this was all burnt. And the tower that I'm dropping this machine off is right there. But you gotta unload it alongside the highway. So I'm gonna go down past and see if I can find a spot to get turned around. And so I'm facing the right way. A lot of beech trees down here. There it is, right in there. Yeah, she got scorched through here pretty bad. I was down here like right after the fire, sort of during the hot spots and all that. So we were filling up the generators at the tower site to keep the generators going. To keep the sites going. That's how all the firefighters and the police and the ambulance and all those guys, their radios go through all these towers. And there was no power because power was knocked out from the fires. It's pretty wild. Like it burned a lot, and you know, well, I think it's the largest forest fire in Nova Scotia history. But you know, there's on a scale of places out west and up north, it's not on that same level, but it's pretty crazy to see how much got burned so quick. All right, so here we are. Oh, stiff. So on this site here, we have to mark out where the lease is because it's on Crown land. You can see when they had the fires going, they brought dozers in around these cell towers and pushed off these fire breaks so they wouldn't get to the cell towers. It's all, you know, fairly small stuff, but it's getting there. It's growing in. It's that time to get it done. So the access road, power line, the guy anchors, and then we're gonna jump right through the woods over to the next tower for a different carrier, right straight through the woods. A bunch of osprey up there flying around. They've got a nest built up on the top of that tower. Clean her up, make it look new again. So on this anchor here, you can literally go right through the woods over to the next tower. Yeah, this one here has got, this one's got a bit of work on that side to do. All right, well, let's go get that machine off. I put those steps there. Okay, well that's that. Ready to rock and roll back on out of here. Truck gets it easy on the way home now. Yes sir, there she is, ready to go. Look a lot different when it's done, that's for sure.